going to create a bellowing out. We'll do it right in the middle here, right here. So how I do that is, again, my hands are connected of some sort. I might use my sponge on the outside. My right hand here is just for support, and my left, I'm starting to apply pressure on my fingertips. Applying pressure on my fingertips on the inside. I'm literally just going slowly. And my right hand here is just providing support. I can feel as you stretch it, the walls get a little thinner, so I want to be aware of how thin they are getting. So I'm going to stop there. So now I'm going to collar in some of the top. There's a couple different ways to collar, and I find collaring it's challenging for me, so I'm constantly finding different ways to do it. So always making sure your hands are nice and wet, dipped in. You'll have gloves on, so your gloves nice and wet. One way is to kind of make a circle right here, and using this natural curve web to very slowly start squeezing a smaller and smaller circle. See, I'm starting to collar in a little bit. Another way to do it is, I think it's called like the 6-point technique. There's technically 6 points of your hand touching, so I'll have my thumb, my middle finger is bent, and it'll be this knuckle part, and then my pointer finger. So I'm like this. So all 6 of those points are touching. So hands wet. You can see, start to collar in. The knuckles are almost just there for support, and my pointers and thumbs are making a little pinching. Compress that rim. As you collar in, more clay starts to build up. I might even pull a little bit of the wall here. Lastly, I'm going to do some more trimming and compressing on the outside, pre-trimming, so this form is not going to be trimmed afterward, which for me is ideal. So then you can alter the form and do some other things. So again, my hands are connected, my elbows are in, I'm like pretty low, my legs are getting a little sore. And I'm really thinking about the angle of this as I start to cut away some of that extra. I can have my left in the inside to kind of feel how much I need to trim away. Alright, you can see that line where I just did some trimming. You can also take your blue rib here, get it wet with some slip, and take the curved side and kind of compress the outside. Again, my left is in the inside for support, and I'm just compressing that outside. Alright, makes it a little smoother. Lastly, before I cut it, making sure my inside doesn't have any water, and I'm also going to run my sponge along the outside. A little compression on the rim here, and there is my form. So I am going to alter this form. Wire tool, getting it as tight as possible, and I'm using my thumbs as close to the bat and pulling towards you. Okay. So another thing you can think about when you throw something at the beginning, a lot of times they aren't perfectly even. And many times in my beginning throwing stages, I would alter some forms, whether that's pulling out the rim like so. So I pulled out here. Maybe I'll make some prints, some thumb prints right here. Fingerprints, I should say. Kind of dimples. So a lot of my pieces I like to make dimples. It hides little happy mistakes and makes it a little more fun. So now you can see this form has been slightly altered. You can think of all the different ways to create a fun rim. And I have little dimples. I'm then going to take these guys and shimmy underneath. Then I'm going to set this onto my board. Now I have an altered form that I do not have to trim, and it's ready to be decorated. Pretty excited about it.